Hello everyone, Kevin Stevenson here with GetMeTheGeek.com, and today we're going to talk Windows 11. Yes, you heard me right. The 10 is changing to an 11, and you might be asking yourself, do I care? Well, today I'm going to take a quick look at Windows 11 and the features and things coming out, and help you decide on whether it's important to you or not. Stay tuned to the end, where I'll give you my thoughts on whether you should be excited or not. All right, let's get started. Okay, here we are. First of all, I have this website up. And if you're wondering where to go to get information about Windows 11, here's the site that I respect and go to for a lot of my Windows information, Thurrott.com. Paul Thurrott, he's a podcaster, a journalist. He's been in the industry for a very long time. I've been following him for a very, very long time. So if you ever watch some podcasts like Windows Weekly and stuff like that, he's on there. He's a very good resource for this. You can go to places like Engadget or The Verge and stuff like that and get some articles. But I think if you want some in-depth person that cares about Windows and really digs deep, this is where you should go. So, and I have nothing to do with Paul. I have no, he's not paying me or anything for this stuff. So this is my recommended website. First, let's go over here, and he's got a article on the screenshots. I haven't downloaded the video, or I haven't downloaded the ISO and installed it and everything. It's problematic to get that, legally and stuff like that. So I just decided not to. I'm going to wait and take a look when they give me access to it. So first of all, let's take a look at some of these wonderful screenshots. Let me just make this bigger. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, so here is the start menu. Or actually, I guess this is, I don't know. This looks like a start menu possibly, but it's all a bunch of widgets. So maybe this is the widget menu. If you remember back in the day of Vista, we had widgets we could put on the screen. And so it sounds like they're bringing that back. That's pretty cool. So let me flip over to this other article real quick. There's Microsoft Unveils Windows 11. This is the Thurrott article, gives you in-depth information. I'm going to go over some of these things, but this is where I got most of my information. I've been listening to other articles and podcasts and stuff on this too, but I'll point out the things that I think are important and why that you may or may not be excited to upgrade to Windows 11. Okay, so here we have another screenshot of the settings. Looks like they're overhauling this. One of the things I'd like to point out here is if you look at these rounded corners, so they've done that. And the first thing that really jumps out is the taskbar. That's what you call it. So the centered taskbar. Where all the icons and everything are centered. The start menu is centered. I believe there is a way in the settings to flip that to the other side, like you're used to it. But honestly, I think this is good because, if you're going to do tablet mode on something, then you really do kind of want this in the center so you can get it from either side, depending on how your hands are, blah, blah. But more importantly, generally speaking, you look at the center of your screen. And so right there in the center, it just makes sense. Which whether your mouse is on the left or on the right of your screen, going to the center is just a natural thing. So I'm actually surprised that they haven't done this sooner. Mac OS does this, and I think it looks good. Actually, all of the the mobile operating systems do this too. So it's just the normal trend. Many people are like, oh, they're copying Mac. Well, kinda, maybe. But here's the thing. They're all copying each other. When's the last time Android came out with a new feature that wasn't stolen from iOS? And when's the last time iOS came out with a feature that wasn't stolen from Android? I mean, that's just the nature of the game. So here we are. Looks like Teams is built into it, so you can do meetings. In your current version, if you're up to date, you have a meeting button in the lower corner down here that will let you start a meeting with someone. I've never used it, but they're integrating in. It hits Teams. It's something. And again, this is chat. I think it's Teams integration. It might be Skype. Ooh, and look at this color mode. See, one of the things that they're doing is they're taking the background and they're letting you it automatically theme or change the look of your computer based on your background, which is a great thing, and also something that's snaking into the mobile operating systems. So here we have a login screen. That doesn't look a whole lot different than what we have now, but here's the thing. It looks like they've just decided, hey, let's start polishing this UI. And it's one of the major downfalls of Windows is that there's so much UI in there that is just like, oh, we redid this in XP and we'll just let it stay that way. Or we did it in Vista and it's still the same. Or we did it in Windows 8 and 7 and we didn't touch it again yet. And so I am excited to say that it looks like they're finally starting to get this UI unified, where you don't get this, pretty Windows 10, 11 UI, and then you click on one other user interface thing, and boom, and you're back to the early 2000s, or with Windows 7 or 10, or with Windows 7 or with XP or Vista. So I'm happy to see that. So here we go. Here's some more. There's a snap thing, and we'll talk about here. Yes, here it is. This is something I am excited about. So if you ever used a Windows 10 or 7 machine lately, you can snap windows to the left or the right, right? So I'll show you right here. So like, here's my Windows browser. I can snap this over here to the right, or to the left, or the right, either one. And then you can take and you can put your OBS or whatever screen you have set up here. Now let me just pull this out here so I can do this. And then you can also use the Windows keys and arrows to do this, right? So then you have this snap thing. This is kind of what we're showing here, and it's kind of gotten away from me right here. So right now you can do this that we have here, which is what they're showing in this first box. But you can also do this, which is what you see in some of these other ones. In the bottom one here, in the lower corner here, you have basically, I have a mirror of what they're showing there. And then but they have some new ones, and then you can do this 4-quadrant one too. But they have this 3-column one, these 2 different 3-column ones, which are new. And the beautiful thing is, let me get these back again so you can see, is that this is a new menu. This is new and awesome, because many people don't know that they can snap those screens like that. And now they've created it, and mostly because it's like you've got to do this mouse action, or you can do a keyboard action to get there, but they've never had let's just have a UI element that allows us to get there. So this is new. This is great. This is one of the reasons why you may be excited about upgrading. So here we have this screen, and I'm not sure what we're showing here. The store. I'm not going to talk too much about the store, but they're making improvements to the store. They're going to let other store providers in their store, which is why and how they are actually letting Android apps in from the Amazon store. And I find that very interesting that they're doing it from Amazon. You know why? I'm guessing because Google didn't want to play ball. And so we're like, hey, you know what? Fire OS from Amazon, they have a pretty large Android store. Let's just go to them and get their stuff in there from there. I think it's a great move, and that way they don't have to depend on Google uh, to get their stuff together, and they have a third party. Not that Amazon's smaller than Google or anything like that, but when it comes to the market share as far as Android apps are, that is definitely, and with the Amazon store, they've stripped out the Google integration stuff on the apps in there and stuff. So you have a little bit less tied to Google. And that's good, bad, or ugly. Who knows? I think it's a good move for them. They had to do it to get them in there. And to add a store that exists is a great move rather than going ahead and trying to put all the Android apps into their store directly. And they have better rates as far as the margins on how much they take from you when you're using their commerce engine, their store portion of it. And even better, they let you bring your own store in there. So, and what I mean by store is like your subscription processing, your money transaction stuff. That's what they let you do that. And when you do that and you use your own, they don't take Microsoft's not taking any of the money. This is Apple's in the courts right now with the antitrust about their app store and their how much they're taking from people and the lack of the choice on the iOS operating system and all that good stuff. So this is a very good move. It avoids any of that antitrust lawsuit stuff in many ways, because they're taking care of the money transaction portion of it, which is all the big players are getting in trouble for now, and they've opened it up to let other vendors in there. So I think it's great. So we're gonna start seeing some good stuff when it comes from the store. See, here we are showing you the Android app, and it'll look right there. Amazon App Store, right there inside there. I'm kind of excited about this because there are apps on Android mobile apps that I want on my phone, that I use on my phone that I want on my desktop. And to this point in time, it's been a real problem. There's certain apps that are actually better. I mean, first of all, like Instagram, and like you can't really do a lot of your stuff on Instagram without it. Maybe TikTok. I don't know. I've never tried TikTok on the web, but there's a lot of exciting stuff there. This I'm excited for. Here you go. Here's TikTok to speak of the devil. Right here on his phone, on his desktop Windows 11 machine. So there are lots of comments in here. I suggest you go through and read if you wanted to hear about this. Let me go over to this article. So this is his article that he wrote on Unveiling Windows 11. And I'm going to point out the things that are important to you. First of all, there's no beta to use yet. So if you're looking to download it, get in the Insider program to get the beta or whatever to test it out, it's not there yet. Wait just a little bit. I'm sure it will come. And here's the big one. And if you've been waiting for reasons to be excited about this, this is it. Free upgrade. So just like all the versions of Windows 10, and a little known secret, your Windows 7 can be freely upgraded to Windows 10 now. You can upgrade Windows 10 to Windows 11 for free, as long as it meets the new system requirements. And let me tell you, if you're thinking the new system requirements, oh no, I'm not going to be able to do this. The system requirements are nothing. Dual core, 1 gigahertz CPU, 4 gigs of RAM, 64 gigabyte storage. Let me tell you this. If your current computer does not meet these standards, you need a new computer. So it's okay. All right. And another one that may be a tricky spot is it only going to be 64-bit. Now, I don't really think this is going to be an issue because I can't remember the last time I encountered a 32-bit Windows 7 or even Windows 10 machine. So, and here's one of the reasons why I'm not excited about this. Windows 11 Home is going to require you to use a Microsoft account. Okay. So that means you have to sign in with a Microsoft account. honestly, it's not that big a deal, because raise your hand if you've ever signed into an Android phone or a iOS device without having an Apple account or a Google account. No one's raising their hand because you can't. Okay. So they're really just doing the same thing. I mean, honestly, same thing with your Mac for the most part. You've got to attach your Apple ID to it in order to do things. So they're just they're really they're giving in. And for a home user, this really actually does kind of make sense, because it does some syncing and stuff in the background of your settings and things like that, and it ties your license key. At least it did on some of that stuff. So it's really actually a pretty good thing. Although I hate the fact that you can't not do it. Now, remember, Windows 11 Home. So if you're a pro user or enterprise user, you're probably signing in with Active Directory, but there's going to be other options there. So my question for Microsoft is, when you say Microsoft account, can I sign in with my Office 365 business account directly? Probably. So we'll find out when I get a test to test this stuff. Updates, upgrades. They've been working on how they update Windows 10 for a very long time, and this is just the transition into Windows 11. They're doing some more, and it's been getting better. So snap layouts, we talked about that. Snap groups, we also talked about that, because that's sort of that same thing. Go ahead and read this. Multi-monitor improvement. There's some stuff that you can do for multi-monitors, like remembering a display and how it was configured, that sort of stuff. Teams integration, I kind of briefly mentioned that. Windows widgets, actually kind of like, I miss the widgets from Windows Vista, honestly. I had a couple of them. Was one in particular where what's the price of the day? You can get in. So I kind of miss those things, and there are some fun things you can do. I use widgets on my Android phone all the time, and I was super excited when iOS finally decided to give proper widgets. The iOS side has a little bit of needs another iteration or two before it gets good. But that's my opinion, and everyone out there loving iOS will flame me, I'm sure. So Windows widgets, I think, is great. It's a long time coming back. It brings it into parity with what we're doing on the mobile operating system stuff too. Windows without a keyboard. This is another word for tablet mode. So they're making improvements on that. Gaming. This auto HR, if you're a gamer, this is something important. So go check out, if you're a gamer, go check out this. There's lots of articles about this. I think Throt probably has one because he's a big game. Yeah. So what's new in Windows 11 for gamers? Go read this article here. It'll give you all the updates. And if you're a gamer, you're going to be excited about this. Like I said, Android Store, Adobe Creative Cloud is coming in there, and so that and not from the Android side, but so you can do your subscription to Creative Cloud in the store. It's going to be good to be able to go to one place and sort of get apps. I think under the hood, they're probably gonna be using Winget, which is the new package manager. I think this is how they're probably getting this stuff going. That the new store is really, a UI wrapper on Winget for some of these things. And if you really, really read this and you find that it's pretty awesome, take a look. He does a field guidebook. Right now he has a Windows 10 field guidebook, which he updates religiously, which is pretty cool. He's going to be doing one for Windows 11. This is not an advertisement for Throt.com or Paul Throt, but it is a great source of information. So remember, Throt.com, and he's good. There's a first ring rally. This is probably, I haven't watched this yet, but I'm sure they're going to talk all about Windows 11 here and here. So that is what I recommend. All right. I'm Kevin Stevenson with GetMeTheGeek.com, and this has been a Windows 11 update coming soon to a PC near you. You will have Windows 11, and I think you're going to be happy with it. See you next time.